We're back on Inside Politics. Our guest today is the new chairman of the state Democratic Party, Mary Mancini. Mary, we're talking about where you had seats right now. Almost all of them in either the House and the Senate are concentrated right around Nashville and Memphis. How does the Democratic Party get out of the label of just being for the urban big cities that really don't have anything to say to rural voters in Tennessee? And there are a lot of rural votes still in Tennessee. The power is very dominant in the state legislature. How do you overcome that?
Well, there's nothing just urban about wanting people to have access to affordable health care. You know, that's an issue that extends across all socioeconomic and other boundaries. You know, there's nothing urban about wanting someone to be able to have a decent wage so that they can just work one job and take care of their families. So I reject your premise wholeheartedly. I mean, you know, the Tennessee Democratic Party is about, again, that opportunity for all, and that totally extends into rural areas.
President Obama, you mentioned him earlier, has been something of a dead weight, most people think, on Democratic candidates in the state, whether they've been national candidates, whether they've been local candidates, even down to the legislative levels in some cases. He'll still be the titular head of the party next year in 2016. How do you sort of overcome that voter problem that he seems to have had in this state, that if it's had anything to do with President Obama, i.e. a Democrat, they're going to vote for the other side or vote no?
Well, I don't see it as, I don't see him being the president as a problem. I actually see it as being an advantage. Again, you know, who are we trying to get out to vote for Democrats? Are we trying to get out people that have a problem with Barack Obama because of some policy, or, you know, because of the color of his skin? I mean, you know, that's not our target. Our target are, you know, Democrats who believe in the things he believes in. Again, opportunity for all, giving people an access to the middle class, and the people that can actually, once they hear our message, will go, oh yeah, you know, that's what I believe too. So, you know, I think we need to separate out who we're trying to get to vote for Democrats in the state, and we need to wholly embrace our president.
Looking ahead to 2016, it appears the Democrats have their candidate in Hillary Clinton. But there are questions about her in recent days about her use of email while she was Secretary of State. Has she been damaged about this? Should the Democrats also broaden out their look and also look at Vice President Biden, look at Elizabeth Warren or others in their process, or should they keep all their eggs, as it appears, in Mrs. Clinton's basket?
Well, I think there's two questions there. The second question I want to answer first, which is, you know, a healthy playing field for that position for president and the Democratic side is not a bad thing. It is a good thing. It keeps people talking about the issues that we believe in and talking about our values, getting that message out.
And multiple candidates would help that happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, has she been damaged by it? I mean, I think that if it wasn't this, it was going to be something else. We found out yesterday that Jeb Bush, when he was governor, had 2 secret emails as well. So, you know, I mean, it's not an unusual practice, and yeah, it may have some residual effect, but as we learn more about this kind of a thing, it's not that unusual, and I think people will get that.
Do you expect Mrs. Clinton to come to Tennessee and campaign at least for the presidential preference primary that we're going to have in March of next year, 2016?
I certainly hope so.
Now,
we'd welcome her with open arms.
Now, we have almost all the Republican candidates coming to town very soon for the National Rifle Association coming here in Nashville. Is there a particular candidate on the Republican side, and there seems to be lots of them, that you think might be particular trouble for the Democrats in November of 2016?
Well, so here's the thing about that weekend. You know, the NRA is coming, all the Republican candidates are coming, and what the Tennessee Democratic Party is doing that weekend is we're having a training for our county party chairs in Spring Hill, for Democratic candidates, for Democratic activists. We are laser focused on enlarging our base, getting Democrats up to speed on the best and the most productive and cutting edge technologies and how to run elections, you know, and how to build county parties. So, you know, they can come and have their NRA convention here and they can all come and visit. But again, we are focused on helping Democrats in Tennessee win elections.
Ted Cruz, a senator from Texas, is also coming here. He's about the only one of the Republicans who's officially announced that he's going to be a candidate.
Right.
Is he the candidate the Democrats would most like to run against? It seems from what you hear, the reaction across the country is if the Republicans have to pick somebody, the Democrats hope it's him.
I haven't heard that, but the way I look at it is that whoever they throw out there, the messages, the values of the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are so different that as long as the presidential candidate sticks with talking about what we believe in, our core beliefs, then there will be such a difference and such a clear choice that it won't really matter who they put up.
One question back on the NRA. When the convention was originally announced to be here, there were some concerns of people as to whether the NRA coming here was the right thing for Nashville to do in terms of the kind of image the city wants to have. Now, it's going to be the largest convention ever hosted here, but is the NRA the right thing for Nashville to have as a convention here?
Look, there's the city has to be productive. That was a decision that was made, and it was made in the best, what I believe they thought was the best interests of the city in terms of, our tax base and, bringing more tourists into the city. So I think that's separate from my personal opinion about the NRA and how much of bullies they are when it comes to common sense gun restrictions.
A couple of other questions about Hillary Clinton, assuming that she is the nominee. Her husband carried this state twice when he ran for president successfully. Is Tennessee ready to vote for her, vote for a woman for president? And what kind of role will gender play in the 2016 race nationwide?
Well, I hope that we're beyond that. But I think Tennessee is absolutely ready for...
Will it be as big a watershed for this country to have to decide one way or the other as it was when Barack Obama became the first African-American elected president? Is it that kind of a sea change in some ways?
Wow. I wish I could answer that question. I really don't know the answer to that. I mean, it's. I think it will be some sea change for some people, but she's been in the public eye for so long as a first lady, as a very powerful first lady. She's been a secretary of state. She's broken so many glass ceilings, and I think that I think people are ready. I think Tennessee's ready.
Mary Mancini is our guest. She's the new Democratic Party state chair. Back to continue our conversation with him after you watch these messages. Stay with us.